Yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Jinzle, bringing guys a burner video here today, and today we got some shit to talk about because some new stuff just came out about Warzone, and it don't look good. Verdansk is supposed to be coming out with Season 3, and Season 3 just got delayed by, I think, 2 weeks, so now it's coming out April 3rd as opposed to, like, March 22nd, I think was the original date. But outside of that, we just got a few tweets from a well-known leaker known as Ghost of Hope. You guys might not know who he is, but I guarantee you guys have probably seen a post or two from him, but in a recent tweet from 2 days ago, yeah, I'm a little bit late to this one. Exclusive details for Modern Warfare 4 2026. So not this year's Call of Duty, next year's Call of Duty. No old gen support, which is Xbox One, PS4. Traditional UI like the older games, more traditional than BO6, which I don't think this UI is actually bad, but anyway. Engine being overhauled to address MW2 problems like visual clutter, etc. Being developed on dev kits for the next Xbox, which ironically we have heard nothing about the new Xbox, so that's kind of like a little leak slash teaser that there will be a new Xbox coming out between now and then this Call of Duty being released. And the most important bullet here, no Warzone 3 if Verdansk fails to retain current slash returning players. So they're basically putting all the eggs in the basket of, hey, Verdansk has to work or we are fucking done. Like, we cannot keep investing resources into a dying portion of the franchise. Which again, as a business, makes perfect sense. And actually one of the replies here is, no Warzone would solidify one of the greatest fumbles ever in the history of gaming. Imagine having one of the most viral, successful, and biggest money-making games ever and managing to kill it dead through insane mismanagement. It's pretty difficult to disagree with that. They had the entire community, realistically, by the balls with Warzone. And now just to see where it's headed, it doesn't look good. So as a multiplayer guy, I don't want to see Warzone die. That's just me personally, because I did see a response to that tweet that Ghost of Hope had originally posted. A lot of the responses were actually like, hey, yeah, fuck Warzone. We hope that it dies and everybody goes back to playing multiplayer like the real Call of Duty players have been doing. And that's not really my standpoint. Call of Duty as a whole obviously kind of really was revived with Warzone, with the original Warzone, I should say, because the iterations have been not so fucking great. And really, like, I don't play Warzone. Obviously, you guys know this. I've never been like a Warzone player. I don't even know if I ever made a Warzone video, to be honest. So it's not like I want to see, you know, I want to see Warzone die completely. I more so would just like to see the two games become separate entities. I would really like to see Warzone be Warzone and multiplayer be multiplayer. Two completely separate games rather than have what happens in multiplayer happens in Warzone, what happens in Warzone happens in multiplayer type deal. I think that they're two very different entities that should be treated as such. And I mean, I think that we can all agree that Call of Duty has definitely suffered more so since the inception of Warzone than any other time in its history. Obviously, Call of Duty wasn't doing that great prior to Warzone coming out, but at the same time, I think that things have gotten significantly worse since Warzone has actually come out and been more so the main focus of basically the entire development team, Activision, and all teams involved, really. And again, this is really nothing against Warzone, Warzone players, Warzone streamers, whoever you may be. If you enjoy Warzone, this is no hate to anybody that enjoys the game. I just genuinely feel like everything has just suffered in comparison since, because everything has just been so magnified and focused on Warzone for, I guess, not really for no reason, because it was extremely successful. Obviously, they're going to invest in things that are either making them money or making their game incredibly popular, which Warzone did both. Verdansk being their only hope and like their last-ditch Hail Mary, I think is definitely not a good thing or a good look at all for the franchise as an entire whole, because especially now that we're this far along, I feel like people have definitely realized, or at least been able to have the realization, that Verdansk is not that great of a map. It's actually a very piss-poor fucking map, to be quite honest. I don't think it's that great of a map. I don't think it ever was a great map. I think that people are just brainwashed by the fact that they had nothing else to do during COVID lockdown, and I really think that that's what a lot of people are going to realize now, is like, hey, you know, like, we really only have good memories on this game because it's all that we fucking had. Like, I really think that people are going to go into this game and just be like, hey, you know what, like, this shit kinda sucks. Just like how people looked at Caldera after Verdansk had come out, because they already had their predetermined thoughts and opinions on Caldera because it wasn't Verdansk, and it's not the map that they had all of those memories on and made all those memories with their friends and stuff while being completely locked inside. And again, COVID lockdown really exacerbated how big Warzone actually became. I really think that they just hit the fucking lightning in the bottle. They hit it just right, super ironically, completely by accident, because I'm pretty sure without the COVID lockdown, Warzone already would not be nearly as big as it ever was or even currently is. And again, I think that the insane mismanagement of the game itself, I think, just speaks volumes to also just the dwindling player numbers. I don't think it has so much to do with it not being Verdansk and like how they're hoping that it brings players back. I think that the game actually just needs to be fixed in general. Like, I think that for one of the biggest games in gaming ever, I think that they should actually have like a working anti-cheat. That's just my opinion. I know, you know, I don't play Warzone a lot, but that's a literal opinion that I think should actually be taken into account, where it's like, hey, you guys have the biggest title to ever hit the market, a free-to-play Call of Duty title that became so much bigger than they ever intended it to be, and they just completely mishandle it. Like, Warzone has not been playable since Black Ops 6 has come out because they just continuously mismanage their time and money and resources, apparently. I'm no game developer. I don't want to think that this shit is like super stupid fucking easy. I think that's just ignorant to say, where it's just like, yeah, it's so easy, you just gotta fix this, and this. Where it's like, I don't think it's super simple in those terms. But like, it's simple in the fact of, hey, if you guys had just made an anti-cheat and made your game actually fucking playable, I don't think people would actually have an issue with Warzone at all. I just think that Warzone has been mishandled regardless of anything that everybody's gonna say about it. If people are like, oh, well, the map sucks, it's like, yes, but if there was a working anti-cheat, there would be no issue with people playing the game. People have an issue playing the game because they get fucked on by cheaters and hackers. And again, they just waited for Season 3 to come out, and they're like, hey, you know, when Season 3 comes out, that's when we're gonna drop our new anti-cheat update. It's like, yes, you guys said that 3 months before Season 3 was even coming out. Like, these guys were just like, hey, you know, Season 1 just released, but we're gonna wait until Season 3. I definitely think that Warzone itself has just been mishandled and completely uncared for in the way that it should have been properly cared for as a title that was as big as it was, because it's really not anywhere near as big as it ever was before. Again, because people already have their predetermined opinions about it because the game is broken. It's broken and they've refused to fix it for several months, knowing how bad of a state it was in. And every time I say that on Twitter, I have some contrarian that's just like, yeah, well, it's still the biggest game on, you know, Xbox and PS4 and all these different platforms. It's like, yes, but the PC version of the game is completely broken. You can play on console because you can turn off crossplay and play with only console players. That's what makes console superior here. And actually, one of the follow-up tweets to that original post, I think, was people are all about, you know, like, oh, fuck Warzone, we don't want Warzone anymore, and that means that multiplayer and zombies will just benefit if there's no more Warzone. They'll just put all those resources into the things that made Call of Duty in the first place. The things that realistically never should have had the resources pulled from them anyway. That enemy team did all that sweating just to lose. That makes me so fucking happy. And to know that I have just been sitting here ranting, barely paying attention to this game whatsoever, and they still ended up losing, sweating their fucking ass off. So with everybody being like, oh, fuck Warzone, once it goes away, you know, multiplayer saved, it's like, no, because you don't understand how this is going to work. If you know anything about Activision, they're not going to keep these people around. They're going to say, hey, we put you guys on Warzone, but, you know, Warzone failed. So now we're not going to put you guys on multiplayer or zombies. You guys are fired. Like, you guys get the fuck out of here because now we don't need you. Because a lot of people are under the assumption that they're going to be like, hey, you know, since Warzone failed, we're going to put all of you guys on multiplayer. They're not going to do that. That will never be the case, and I'm almost going to guarantee that will not be the case. They are going to do everything and anything possible to try to sell, and make all of their money that they possibly can, making more money, if not just the same profit that they do year over year, but now they have less employees, so now they just get to keep more of the profit and just, you know, stuff their pockets with half-finished games and overworked, underpaid, you know, development teams and companies. I just think that seeing people lose their jobs and stuff over this is going to just be so heartbreaking, man. Like, if Warzone doesn't work out and all of these people end up losing their jobs because Warzone doesn't work out, because, again, I don't see Verdansk coming back to be the savior. I don't think it's going to be the savior that they think it's supposed to be, or that they want it to be. They're trying to recreate the hype, the build-up, and the excitement for Warzone like it was in 2020, and it will never come back to that because it was literally a different time. Like, you can't even say that it's even in the same realm of possibility because they hit it so spot on, not even intentionally, completely by accident. They dropped Warzone as soon as everybody's locked inside. I'm pretty sure shutdown for COVID came like March of 2020. Warzone came out March of 2020. They could not have hit it any fucking better than they actually did, and that's the thing that I think that even they are missing. They're thinking like, hey, we're gonna get the map back, we're gonna get all these people, we're gonna hit them all with all this fucking nostalgia, and they're gonna love our game again. It's not the case. I genuinely genuinely do not think that this is going to be a thing of, hey, you know, we're back on Verdansk, the Warzone is saved, I'm so excited, now let's go play it until my eyes fall out of my head. No, because now people can leave the house. People have more games that have come out that they can play instead of playing fucking Warzone once they realize that Verdansk is just an awful designed map. Nostalgia is only going to carry people so far, and I don't think that it's going to carry them far at all. I just tried to play out that game for you guys just so I could have something to talk about in the background of this video, but I genuinely just don't want to play this game. But just to reiterate, I don't want to see Warzone die. I feel like it did do positive things for Call of Duty. I feel like it came at a time where Call of Duty was definitely down low, not the lowest of the lows, but I feel like it was way down, and, you know, Warzone kind of picked it up, revived the community quite a bit, you know, brought in a ton of new people, but again, because of COVID lockdown, these people would not be here if it wasn't for being locked inside, having nothing else to do. I don't want to see it die, I don't want to see people lose their jobs over it, but I don't think that Verdansk is going to be the savior that they think that it's going to be. I think that people are going to be, you know, nostalgic for maybe a couple days or so. I don't see this actually fixing the core issues with Warzone, especially that being cheaters in Warzone and just all kinds of just different issues that the game has had that they've just ignored for years, and then they wonder why the game is dying. It's like, it's just not, I don't think the map is going to save anything, but they're putting all the, you know, all the eggs in the basket of, hey, this has to work or we're done. But anyway, I'm done rambling. I've tried to record this video like 3 times now. I think this is the best one that I got so far. So if you guys happen to enjoy today's video, let me know in the comments down below. But it's been your boy Jinzle. I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace out, everybody.